welcome back to Scale Speedworks. My name's Mike. I was in the garage. I was cleaning up today, and, I got a lot of stuff to do. But I just wanted to work on something. Came across this, picked this up at Hobby Lobby, of course, enjoying the 40% off. And I figured, what the heck? Let's build it. So let's take a look. We got our instructions here. Looks pretty simple. All right. And Bandai, I'm sure those of you who have built Bandai know that these parts are well designed. They fit together just beautifully. Bandai figured out how to hide all the seam lines, and they really build into beautiful, beautiful kits. So let's take a look, see what we got. First things first, we have the stand with the post and that thing that attaches to the model itself. These come in all of the Star Wars kits that are this size. So this is a pretty universal piece. Set that aside. Set that aside too. Don't need that. Let's take a look at these. And those are, of course, upside down. As with most of the kits this size, we have a beautiful sticker sheet. Unfortunately, that's all it is. There are no decals, but that should be just fine and shouldn't deter you from building this kit. We have, move that, we have two trees. Let's take a look at the first tree. Beautiful, top of the Razor Crest. Like a few of their kits that are molded in this silver color, there is kind of a swirl mark. Once you get paint down on it, you're never going to notice it. Beautiful, just absolutely gorgeous engraving on there. Okay. That would be tree A1. And this, tree A2. Wow. Detail on here is just absolutely fantastic. And as you guys can see, not too many parts should go together just fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut everything off of the tree. We're going to glue stuff together, even though it doesn't need glue. These things probably snap together just fine. But we're going to glue it together, and we're going to get it in paint, and then we're going to come back and see how it looks. So I will see you guys in just a second. Let me just say, this thing builds up so nice. This was amazingly simple to build. I don't know. There must have been 15, 16 pieces. That's really about it. But just the detail in here, simply just amazing. Really stunning. This took 5, maybe 10 minutes to build. Highly, highly, highly recommended. There's pins and locator holes for everything. It snaps together with a satisfying click. I really don't know what else to say. But if you have any interest whatsoever building this, go out and go get it. Because for the price that you pay, you truly get a stunning model to put on your desk. Okay, so there's a seam line there. Not a huge deal. But really, just a stunning build. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some paint on this, and then we'll come back and we'll take another look, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts. All right, so here's the next step. Got this thing primed in black with some Mr. Hobby surfacer, and it looks still absolutely fantastic. So I think what we're going to do is let this dry just for a little bit. Let me move that. And then what I have are these Vallejo metallic colors. Got a bunch of choices in here. Brand new, haven't used them, so don't quite know what I have. I'm going to open these up and take a look, and we're going to find one of these to paint on that. So give me just a few minutes. Let's let this dry. Let me go set up the paint booth, and I'll come back with a finished product. Well, that didn't take long. Let's talk about the tools and techniques I used to build this. This build came out beautiful. I would expect nothing less from Bandai. You guys can see all the panel lines have all been darkened. Front came out excellent. Underneath, let me move that. Underneath came out just beautiful. I still got a little cleanup to do right there. That's not a big deal. Back, the engines. You guys see that? The back of the engines. Front of the engines. Everything about this kit just came out fantastic. Decals, or stickers, excuse me, laid down fairly nice. The only problem I had with the stickers is these right here. There's one piece, two piece right there on the underside, and then this sticker here is the third piece. So the decals went something like 15, 16, 17, or something like that. Anyway, they're in numerical order from top to bottom. However, I found the best way to apply these decals is to start with this large one here. And the reason is that decal has an opening right here for the door. So you can line up this decal right here along the door, line up the cutout, then put on this decal up here. Once that's laid down, you can put on this decal up here. That would be my only critique, my only complaint for this build. The other thing, these engine decals are a little tricky to put on. They go on just fine. They're not really necessary, but you know, they turn out okay. So the two decals on the rear engines, they just wrap around. Nothing wrong with that at all. I just think they're not quite necessary, but it's completely up to you. So let's talk about the tools I used to get the build from this state to this state. First and foremost, my handy Gallery GHAD 68 airbrush. Love this thing. This thing is such a workhorse. Super, super easy to use. I just cleaned it and it needed a deep cleaning, but really enjoyed this airbrush. Sprays on beautifully. I have the 0.5 needle in here, and it was great for this build. The coverage was just perfect. I painted it with the Vallejo metal color. This is the dark aluminum. So dark aluminum. This is nice. You guys can hear it. It's got a little shaker ball in there. And nice little pour spout in there. This took way, way less paint than I expected. I barely put any in here. I sprayed it on, and it came out just beautifully. It settled down, it leveled out. So really, no complaints about that. Once that paint was done, I put on these stickers. I should have waited. I should have done this first. Tamiya panel line accent color black. Use that to clean up and to lay down paint and all the panel line detail on this kit. Invaluable. This stuff really makes all the difference in your model kits. Tamiya panel line accent. Once that was down, I had to clean it up. I bought myself some of this Zippo lighter fluid. I heard a rumor that this is the stuff that you need to clean up those panel lines. And indeed it is. Hobby knife, obviously, to get those off the tree, and some sprue cutters. So, really, that's about it. This thing built up. The stickers were on. Everything. Really, 2 hours. That was it. And that was kind of me taking my time. This can really be built up and assembled without paint, without the panel line accent, and all that could be done probably in 30 minutes. It could even be done by a kid. And while the box doesn't have a required or recommended age limit, I'd say for sure this thing would probably be 10 and up. Just because of the intricacy of the stickers. So 10 and up, 12 and up, for sure. And you know what? With a little bit of parents' help, this can easily be painted and decorated and detailed. And if your kids are Star Wars fans, this is the kit to get. I highly, highly recommend you guys go out and pick up this kit. That's all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. As always, I really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next one.